Hey, did you
So.
see the headliner?
Huh?
I got the headliner. I made that.
Oh, that's cool. Racist.
I am not. I'm prejudiced just a little bit, but it's only on a 50 basis. It ain't got nothing to do with race, sex, or color.
Yeah, no, I'm not prejudiced. I hate everybody.
There you go.
I had to go get some work done on my car. And the guy that I take my car to, it's not too far away, so I just walk back to the house. Before I get very far, there's the carolers. Looks like they're all getting in a vehicle. Look on it. Okay. I was kind of hoping maybe I'd run into them, but I spend so much time in a car driving around. It's actually kind of nice to just take a little walk. And I forget sometimes when I moved into this house that I'm in now, it's only 2 blocks away from where I grew up, the house that I grew up in. It's about 2 full blocks away. So I spent a lot of time riding my bicycle up and down through here and just walking when I was young and wasn't really able to go just wherever I wanted to go, whenever I wanted to go. That block right there was my life. When my cousin would come into town, there'd be, we just went all over this block. That was our world. This was a little house that was red and white when I was a kid. It was painted at one time orange and blue, and at least it's a little bit more of a better color. But it was a red and white house and looked just like a big house that was sitting right there, and that's where we lived, was the big red and white house. And it was a pretty old house when we lived in it. Of course, when it was first built, it was probably a high-class house, but we moved in in July 1974. We moved out in November of 1984, and then about a year after we moved out, it burned down. And of course, like everything, I look at this space now, and it just doesn't seem like that could have held that house. It seemed like that house should have been a whole lot bigger. But you can still see right here, that's where we pulled the cars up. You can still see kind of the makeshift driveway we had. And pull in this way, my mother would park over this way, and my uncle parked over here. And then my grandmother had an old car that she parked right about here. And a lot of stuff is gone. The old storm cellar we had's gone. The little tree that was right by the back door is gone. There was a pretty good amount of room between our house basically would have come about even with the end of that building right there, that white building. They've added all that on since we moved. But that was the back of the house, and then the front of the house came out a little bit farther than that building. And we had a big front porch with, covered front porch. It wasn't like a little piece of concrete like what I have now. It was an actual porch you could sit on. don't know what the purpose of that is. Put a wheelchair ramp here. I guess they got to that part and just said, you know what, that's enough new sidewalk. Because this is the same old sidewalk. I don't know if I can spot. Kind of tough to say. Let's see. That wasn't there. So it's kind of hard to judge that we had a tree in our front yard. I was trying to figure out exactly, it might have been about right here. It was where the sidewalk led up to the porch. Like I say, everything seems so much smaller. It's kind of hard to see exactly where stuff was. I think right around in there is where that big tree was. But anyway, this was the sidewalk I rode up and down. Of course, the elementary school's right down there. So I started off walking to school. And where we moved to after we left here was right across the street from the high school. So I ended walking to school too. And that was really literally right across the street. So there's that little convenience store. When we first moved in, it was a little place called Chuck's. This little black building, not nearly that big. If you watch the Following the Wind video, I mentioned Lyndall O'Neill. This was Lyndall O'Neill's house. This is where he lived and conducted his business until he moved outside of town. I just thought it was funny when I first moved into the house I'm in now. I didn't even realize that I was that close to where I grew up. It's a liquor store now. It was a gas station when we lived there on the corner. See if I can time this. I don't have to run. Story of my life. Everything just spanned out just enough where I can't quite do it. Auto parts store now. That was my bank. I missed my bank. We had a city bank there, and the local city bank was awesome. They helped me a lot, especially as my mother was getting sick, and when she passed away, and just helping me understand everything that I needed to know as far as all of that went. Okay, well, I've already paid for everything. That's a little minor work to keep me going. But I'm here at my Jeep, so a little busy. And If you ever need some good mechanic work done, come to No Kona Muffler. They're good guys.